Lord of Lords, you are worthy, worthy, you are worthy. King of Kings, Lord of Lords, I worship you. Yes, worthy, you are worthy. King of Kings, Lord of Lords, you are worthy. Worthy, you are worthy. King of Kings, Lord of Lords, I worship you. Yes, Lord of Lords, you are worthy. You are worthy. King of Kings, Lord of Lords, you are worthy. Worthy, you are worthy. King of Kings, Lord of Lords, I worship you. Yes, I'll stop it there. Because if I'm left alone, I'll go on and on. This is Voice of the Cross. You know, in those days, these are the songs that you sing and you are just like, wow. So I just want to go back to basics. You know, all those Voice of the Cross songs, Party of Basi song, I've been singing and dancing them, and it just reminds me of those days when we were growing up. Wonderful. How are you all, my lovely people, my lovely family? Thank you so much for tuning in today. Right, today there's something important I really want us to discuss today, because I've looked at this life, what has been going on over the years, not least just recently. A lot has happened, you know. So I said to I've been thinking about this, you know, about our legacy. What actually is a legacy? What are we leaving behind when we are no more? You know, a legacy is like something that is passed on to you from your family, or from people that you really look upon to. It can be anything really, but sometimes people look at things passed on to them like material things. But I'm not coming from that angle today. I'm not coming from material angle today. I'm just coming from the other angle of legacy. Each and every one of us, no matter the age, we have to sit down and think and say to ourselves, what actually will people remember us with when we die? What would they remember and say, oh, when he or she was here, he did this, she did this, and so on and so forth. That's what I want us to think about today. It's something that we really need to be very, very serious about, because we don't know from today till tomorrow. We don't even know what will happen. So we must be preparing. We must be, you know, living our life as if anything can happen anytime. And when it does happen, what legacy are we leaving behind? Are we going to leave behind? As I say, I'm not talking about material things here. Yeah, people think that what they leave behind, oh, I left that big mansion for my family. I left all these huge amounts of properties everywhere. I have properties in various parts of the world. That's not what I'm talking about today. I'll give an example of one lady. A couple of weeks ago, we had a Zoom burial of a lady. She was only 51, but the testimony of her life really, really challenged me. I'm like, wow. Well, at 51, everybody, they were all saying the same thing. I know that most of the time, people don't say anything about you when you are alive. It's only when you're dead, which I don't think is right. So please, let us celebrate people when they are alive. If you think that people are affecting your life, celebrate them when they are alive. When they are gone, you know, yes, you might say it, other people might hear it, but it's good to celebrate people when they are alive. So going back to this lady, 51-year-old, she affected many lives. You know, the testimony was just, everybody was saying the same thing. They cannot all be wrong. So that really challenged me. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is wonderful. So let us start now. If we haven't been thinking about it, Let us start now to think about our legacy. What example are we showing? What are we doing for people who are around us? As I say, it's not about houses and money. Remember, if you read your Bible very well, Jesus never had a house. He never never built any house, but he built people. So that's what we should be looking at, building people, affecting people's life. People will say, oh, well, I don't have, well, I'm this, I'm that, but there are people that you are better off than. Do something. If you have not been doing that, start today, no matter your age. Remember, we don't go now according to age. It can be anytime. You can see somebody who is 100 still hell and healthy doing their own things, and somebody who is 20, even 18 teenager will be gone. So it's not about age. So it's very important that we focus on our legacy, and knowing that we're not going to live in this world forever. So legacy is living beyond our grave. When we are gone, what will people remember us about? Or would they remember and say, yeah, she's better off gone, or he's better off gone, let's rest? Or would they say, oh my God, when the time for them to pay their house rent or their children's school fees or any help at all, they say, if she was alive, if he was alive, he would have done this for us by now. We wouldn't have this problem. Let's take, for example, our parents, those of us whose parents are no more. In my own case, my mother died when I was only 17, but her legacy lives on. In my life, let me talk about myself here. In my life, her legacy lives on. What she taught me between the age I was born to when I was 17, I remember, and I held on to that, and it helped me. And I still remember her, and I remembered, even at that my young age, when she passed on, people were crying. They called her Dorcas because she would do this. She used to sew at that time, and she would do this. And I remember we had a shop at the time. She would just use all the provision in the shop, and when we are going to the village, she would package this, rice, this, Sunlight soap. Those of you who are my age will remember Sunlight soap. I don't know whether you still have Sunlight soap in Nigeria. So she will package these things, matches, rice, this. And when we get to the village, we'll share it to people. These are the things I remember that my mother did. Even though she died quite young, but she left a legacy. Her father died years after. He also left a legacy. Same, my in-laws, my parents-in-laws, they left a huge legacy as well, and the children are following that. There's foundation going on. These are in the village, in their memory. People will not just die like that. There must be something. But if you don't have a legacy, if you don't live your life right, there's nothing for your children to pick up. There's nothing for people around you to pick up. So it's not just about just this life, things are hard, let us just be managing. No. And legacy should never be in building or in material things. I must emphasize this. And legacy is about producing leaders, people who are going to lead after you, follow your footpath. That's legacy. That's what it means, about protecting your future. You have to think about that. If we have not been thinking about this, please let us start thinking about it. Our legacy. My most immediate younger sister passed on when she was only 37, and she left some legacies. Yes. So it's very, very important that we get prepared and don't wait and say, oh, there's still time, I will finish this, let me finish that building. Which building? Some people struggle and build all these houses because they're competing with each other. There's no need to compete with anybody. You only compete with yourself. Oh, that's my friend or my younger brother. They're even younger than me. They built that house. Oh, I'm going to build a bigger one. And when some of them, the only time they will be in that house is when they are going to lie them in state for maybe 10 minutes. That's all they get in that house that they've struggled to build. And during the time they are building that house and struggling, they don't want to know about anybody. They tell you, oh, I've got this project. Oh, I've got this house I'm building. I need to complete it. A lot has happened this time, and I've really sat down and said to myself, what is important to me? What is important? There are orphans there are people who you are better off than, whom you can help, who have lost their parents, or whose parent cannot afford to help. These are the people we should be helping. These are where we should be sowing our seed, helping people like that. Please, I don't want this video to be too long, but this is something that really touched touched me this period. It's been something going on in my mind for a long time. And when we give, it gives us joy. It gives us joy. When you give and you're murmuring and saying, oh, let me just give it to you this time, don't worry me about next time, then it's no more giving. Give with joy. Leave a legacy. Is very important. You don't have to confuse your position with your value. Yes, you might have a doctorate degree, professor, whatever degree you want to have. When you pass on, your children, your family members, nobody will take that title. Yeah, that reminds me, especially in where I come from in Nigeria, people are so title driven that if they can't make up, they don't have any time, they'll make up one. They just want, people cannot answer their names anymore. You have to have a title, and some of them will have 3 or 4. And if you don't mention 4 of them, they won't get up when they are called. What is this all about? Is that the legacy we are leaving behind? All these titles, all this Imakwonyembo, which means, do you know who I am? Who are you? I know who you are. You are mortal. You are dust. Sorry, I'm talking like this, but it's just something that, I'm really very passionate about. The way we carry ourselves, the way we live this life as if there's no tomorrow. Our legacy is very important. What legacy are we leaving behind? What are we passing on? Very important. Let's think about this. Thank you so much. I can smile now. I've made the point I want to make on today's video. Thank you so much for listening. I think I will visit this legacy aspect of thing again, because I don't want this video. It's already almost, almost 14 minutes I've been talking or so. And so I'll leave it here, but I'll revisit this because there's a lot to be said about our legacy. And before I finish, let me remind us, on Saturday, next week Saturday, the 1st of May, I'm going to go live for the first time. I'm going to go live, and I want to see as many of you as possible there. I won't tell you what we're going to discuss. It's just going to be fun live. We'll just have to chat. You see me. I know you're seeing me now, but that day you just hear me. We can interact with each other. It's going to be fun. Saturday, the 1st of May at 8 p.m. UK time. UK time and Nigerian time are the same. I think that American time, that will be maybe 3 p.m. depending on where you are in America or other parts of the world. Italy, I don't know, Spain, I don't know where everyone, people watching me are, but it's going to be UK time, 8 p.m. Saturday, the 1st of May. We are going live, and I want to see you there. Thank you so much, my lovely people. I always have joy when I come out here to speak to us. Thanks for listening, and God bless you. Speak to you again soon, and see you live on Saturday, the 1st of May at 8 p.m. Bye-bye.